I'm Abuy Nfubea. I'm a former founder of the Black Panther Party in Spain in 1989. And go ahead.
Well, when had started the Black Panther?
Well, Black Panther started in Spain in 1968, 1986, I'm sorry, when the students, member of the Free Mandela movement in Spain, a black student, headed by Marcelino Bonjale and the organization called it Maleva, and other students assault the South African embassy in Madrid as a consequence of the murder of the Benjamin Moloise, who was poetry and writers, intellectuals, activists in South Africa and Tanzania in those days. And me and my cousin Pablo Bono, and we was talking about racism, militancy between the black oppression that time around Winnie Mandela, and what the Winnie Mandela was doing, supporting the freedom of Nelson Mandela. And the context in that time was the political context in terms of black revolutions. It was the time was they killed Thomas Sankara in Burkina Faso by the French colonialists in 1987, and in 1988 the gangs in Madrid, the one of the principal gangs in Madrid, like Simplemente Hermanos, Los Bra, Los Colors, Radical Black Power, all these groups, gangs began to politicize. They began to very politicize in terms of the black youth. What's happened with the black youth and the emergence of the skinhead Nazis, fascism, terrorism, and fascism in the street against the black community in the high school, in the campuses, in the university, in the church, in the neighborhoods. So black youth became very politicized in terms of hip hop music. So hip hop music uh, elevate the conscience of the black youth. Hip hop music, groups like Public Enemy, Schoolie D, Africa Islam, MPMD, groups like Sister Soya, Parties. This group became to politicize black youth, and in terms of Malcolm X philosophy, in terms of Black Power, Kwame Ture, in terms of different movement or philosophers according to the Black Revolutions. I was a student at the high school in the high school called the Pedro Gumiel, and I was part of in the campuses of the brothers in the campus in Alcalá de Henares, Laboral University. So in the campuses of Laboral University, where I met my brothers in Tommy, Serafin, and Enrico Kembe. But we realized we met the political realized in the Stone Disco. Stone Disco was the mecca of the black youth, the social life black youth, the political black youth, the environment, the black culture was strong in Stone, in Torrejon. That's why the black youth became to involve in the black conscience. That Steve Biko talk about the black movement conscience. So we began to unite. I met Tommy was the first guy who I met. It was about 20 years, 21 years old, and I met Tommy in Torrejon in the disco, and then we became friends. In the house of my cousin, Jose Luis Unsue Coto, who we was friends in the disco. We was hip hop. We were making hip hop. Tommy tell me organize a hip hop group at that time, and then he introduced me Serafino Ndoesono Afana, alias Johnson, who was he was working the bodyguard. He was working in the bodyguard of the disco, on the disco, in the hip hop, and Sarah. It was he was friends of Enrique Okembe. So Serafin introduced me to Enrique Okembe. Both was friends since they was young, very youth, because they was child. They was childhood. They went in the same school. They called La Safa, Sagrada Familia. So all of them was involved in Malcolm X philosophy, in Black Power, in the Black Panthers. At the same time, all these people was very, very connected with the social struggle of in the black community, like church, like skins and Nazis, like community activists and things like this. And they was always reading books on black nationalism, black power, African history, and things like this. I met Javier Ciale in the street when I went to the demonstration for freedom for Mandela. I met him. He was member of the SHARP, Skins and Nazis Against Racial Prejudice, and he was member of the group they called Bucaneros. He was supporter of the football team they called Rayo Vallecano. So he began to talk me about all this anti-fascist movement and how we can politicize and organize a new organization, because there was the tremendous crisis inside of Winnie Mandela movement, or Free Mandela movement in Madrid. It was crisis because the young black people who involved inside the movement, they want actions, but the leadership of the movement, they don't need any actions. Any actions, there was just like NGOs, like House Negro organizations, something like this. So the young people they started to confrontation in the street against the skinhead Nazis, against the terrorism, against the black community and the fascist terrorism. I was a student, and I realized that the brother needs some kind of a leadership and vision, a political vision inside the gangs, inside the young brothers who really wants to politicize. That times was me and Sarah and Enrique and Tommy and Ciale and brother Pablo, my cousin Pablo Bono. We started to talk about how to put all the movement, all the organization in the one way to struggle, and to use what they call lumpen proletariat, young brothers in the street, to put them to politicize this in terms of black revolution, in terms of a social revolution. It was in that time in '90 when Mandela became freedom from the jail. In February 1919, when Mandela became freedom, became street, and in the summer of that years, it was the match was the Cameroon football team win Argentina from Maradona, Thomas Nkono, and many black youth became in the street in Mostoles to enjoy this victory. And it became some kind of hostility between these youth people, police and skinhead Nazis who try to off this demonstration it was not political demonstration. It was just black people who are very happy because we win Argentina. Remember that Argentina was Maradona, Guruchaga, Valdano, all these people, So when this happened, these youth people who was in the demonstration, they was attacked by police and attacked by skinhead Nazis. They came to the meeting. They came in the next week, and the next week it was a Friday. Those people come to the meeting in Madrid, in the office of the lawyer called Jonjo Mwarakuku and Marcelino Bonjale and other people. These young people, they involved inside the Plataforma Panafricana para la Libertad de los Encausados, and they became to put the struggle in the street at a different level. Those people called me and they told me that they need to organize a new organization who is not NGO, is not the gangs. At the same time, is the army groups. At the same time, if in the time of the black nationalists of Malcolm X and Winnie Mandela philosophy, and then the doctor are selling philosophy. That is the origin of the Black Panther Party in Spain, and then we contact with the new Black Panther Party in the U.S.